SCFA Football Week 9 on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Mike Cepeda, Jeff Stoynoff with you here today. San Diego Mesa traveling to Golden West. And Jeff, the playoff seeding taking shape here in the South.
Well, taking shape, yes, but still very much up in the air. You know, Mike, in championship golf, the penultimate day of the tournament is known as moving day, where that final round really starts to take shape. You learn a lot about who's going to be in contention, who's not. I know we love metaphors across sports, and you don't often hear golf compared to football, but here we can, because we start today with a lot of questions still in the air, but by the end of the day, we're going to know a lot more about what the playoff picture is going to be. And nowhere is that more true than in this matchup right here. Golden West comes in 3-0 in conference play. Fullerton also on top in the South, both 3-0. If they both can win today, it sets up an all-or-nothing, winner-take-all matchup for a South Division championship a week from today. But hold it right there, because San Diego Mesa is channeling their inner Lee Corso with a not-so-fast. They sit at 2-1, and they're just a game back. And they would love to come in here to Huntington Beach, upend the Rustlers, and make their own push for the postseason as they come in with a record of 5-3. So a lot of action throughout the state today, and right now it's a pretty hazy picture, but by the end of today, we're going to know a lot more about what we might see in the postseason.
Well, Golden West looking for the trifecta against San Diego area schools. Palomar, slaughter. Southwestern, slaughter. San Diego Mesa lost to Palomar. But, Jeff, it's a game of matchups, and you're exactly right. The playoff shaping here, teams get better as the season goes along. That Palomar team in Week 2 is not the same team that we're seeing right now, currently ranked in the top 10 in the SCFA. And they gave Cerritos a battle last week. Cerritos, massively explosive. 250 yards plus of offense on 3 consecutive plays. We had a game a week ago at Palomar in which Palomar had the lead. And then all of a sudden, Cerritos explodes in the third quarter en route to the win. Speaking of playoff seeding, the Central is heating up. We know the North is wide open, but the Central, you look at Riverside, they're the top seed in the South. They're the top seed in the state as it stands. But when we look at the Central is Mount Sac 2-1.
Should be 3-0 because this is Week 4.
Mount Sac is 2-1. Riverside is 3-0 with the win over Mount Sac.
Right.
And
Cerritos
also
3-0, and they play
3-0, and they play tonight. So, as you said, we're going to know a lot more. We'll continue our conversation throughout the game as we move forward, talking about the matchups, particularly in the North, and we'll have a pretty good viewpoint of that tonight.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, we will have the Canyons-Ventura game later tonight on SoCalCollegeSports.com, and there is a very realistic scenario in the North where all 6 teams could be tied at 2-2 at the end of the day. It's a specific scenario, but a very possible one. In fact, if memory serves, if the home teams win all 3 games today, you got a 6-way tie at 2-2. How's that for taking shape for the final week of the season? Who knows what to make of that?
Yeah, you're exactly right. And Long Beach with an emphatic win last week versus Bakersfield, overtime variety, and a walk-off win. Game that we had a lot of fun calling last week, and that could decide the North. Eventually, we have, at the end of the day, as you said, every team in that division could be 2-2.
At the end of the day today, yeah, absolutely. If the home teams hold serve today, that'll be a tie. Again, if ever there was a moving day in football, today is the day, because we are going to have a lot of questions answered. And again, just to bring it full circle back here, this is certainly the case in this one. Again, Golden West and Fullerton, who will be in action later tonight at Saddleback. But if both those teams win, that's a winner-take-all for the South next week. But still some football to be played. As I say, Mesa, they are a veteran team, a lot of returning sophomores, particularly on offense. And they come in here with some confidence, with a record of 5-3 overall. And they would love to get themselves into the fray. And if they can, all of a sudden, they jump into the potential to win the South. So we're going to know a lot more by the end of the day.
Exactly right. And, hey, I like your cross-sport analogies with the golf. Are you trying to set us up for golf coverage? Is that what you're doing? Anyway, that'll do it for the pregame here. Coming up when we come back, San Diego Mesa, Golden West, National Southern Division here on SoCalCollegeSports.com. it. Touchdown, Rustlers. Malachi Martinez finds a man over the middle. Sarmiento will take it in for 6. Touchdown, Rustlers.
Deep to right, Bale, and it's over the head of Marquez. That's going to score a run. And we welcome you back to Huntington Beach Golden West College football here on SoCalCollegeSports.com. San Diego Mesa won the opening toss. They have deferred to the second half, so the Rustlers will have it first here today. A lot on the line the penultimate week of the season. Jeff Stoynoff, Mike Cepeda with you here on SoCal College Sports. Happy you've joined us on a crisp and, dare I say, perfect day for football. Here from Huntington Beach, just a little bit cool, but that works for football.
Yeah, you coming from Illinois. This is you've been spoiled, my friend.
My blood's thinned. I'm from here now. That's it's all over. Donovan Warren has it teed up for the Olympians. The kick away. We are underway. Taken back at the goal line, out to the 15 and horse-collared there. Sarmiento with a 15-yard return, and the Rustlers will start from the 16 behind quarterback Uwe Ale. Took over midway through the year for Malachi Martinez. The freshman started the season at the helm, and Ale has come on, completing 58% of his passes for 912 yards, 8 touchdowns against 4 interceptions. Interestingly, Ale, after throwing for 3 touchdowns but 3 interceptions in the victory over Southwestern, the 3 interceptions somewhat uncharacteristic, Michael, but since then 2 games, he's only completing 50% of his passes, but has also taken care of the football. No interceptions the last couple of weeks in a couple of more wins for the Rustlers. First pass complete on the far side to Sarmiento for a gain of 6.
Yeah, Sarmiento, a big cog in this offense. We know about the stud Nick Kennewell, but Sarmiento really that slot guy, shifty receiver, and he's going to help you move the chains and getting him back healthy. A big addition to this offense for the Rustlers.
Yeah, Nate Jimenez stepped up huge in that role with Sarmiento out. So now Nick Mitchell with an embarrassment of riches at that slot receiver position with both Sarmiento and Jimenez in the fold. Another quick screen. They find Johnson coming out of the backfield. Stiff arms a man at the 25 and out of bounds.
Good for a first.
Enough for a first down as Travis Hall Jr. eventually takes Johnson out of bounds. Johnson missed the first a little bit more than a month of the season, but that's his 10th catch on the season coming out of the backfield. That leads all running backs, so he brings that dynamic to this offense. Very sure hands coming out of the backfield. The Rustlers immediately move the chains. They have a 1st and 10 from their own 29-yard line. Read option, Ale on the keeper. Little hole up front, and a gain of about 3.
That's a solid gain on first down, and they're going to push him forward for a gain of 4, it looks like.
They'll give him the 33, so call it 2nd and 6. Like Christian Moda just getting a hand out.
Ale, big body, tough to bring down in a short yardage situation. Good weapon to have.
Yeah, definitely from the Ben Roethlisberger school.
Oh, yeah.
Of hard to bring down, some movement on the left side of that Rustler offensive line.
Yeah, there was a Trent Light.
Yep.
See you right here.
Watch here, and take you down to field level. And yeah, I think the shift threw Trent Light off there a little bit.
And that's something that you put in your back pocket. If you're San Diego Mesa, you get in a pressure situation, and they're probably going to utilize that shift a little bit more here.
So 2nd and 6 turns into 2nd and 11 from the 28. Receivers left and right. Johnson on the carry, running right, in trouble. He is going to be dropped for a loss. Back inside the 25-yard line. Coming up quickly, it was McCoy. Daniel McCoy, sophomore out of New Bern. And he got up there very quickly and blew that play up, and now the Rustlers face a 3rd and forever. It'll be 3rd and 15. The Rustlers converting on 3rd down at 39% on the season, but this is a tough ask. 4-man rush. Ale steps up, guns the far side, incomplete. Just off the outstretched fingers of Sarmiento. Actually, that was Jimenez, the intended target. Either way, it's incomplete, and the Rustler drive stalls, and we'll see the punting unit.
I had a conversation with Coach Nick Mitchell earlier this season talking about Uyale. And one of the reasons why he did not come out as the starter earlier in the year was he's a terrible practice player. That's a direct quote, but he is an absolute gamer. So when he gets in, he's just like Jekyll and Hyde. Who is this guy?
That mirrors the conversation that we have with Nick Mitchell. He has stayed with that, talking about Malachi Martinez and saying that, Malachi really won the job in camp. He was the best during training camp, out of practice, and it's just one of those little differences sometimes you see between guys. But yeah, Uwe is one of those guys that he's one guy all week, and then he seems to be a different guy on Saturday.
Yeah, particularly the last game versus San Bernardino Valley.
Yep.
He was actually replaced, and I believe Peterman got a look at one point. Peterman had a very good scrimmage earlier in the year versus Chapman, and he was penned as the number 2, but Ale had started to inch up the depth chart, and finally in the Riverside game, Ale comes in, really made a good showing, won the job outright with his performance versus Riverside in that game as the wheels kind of came off for Malachi Martinez.
And that will bring on Gunnar Gray and the Mesa offense. And Gray, a returning sophomore, is having a tremendous season. Missed 3 weeks. They give to Latanka on the right side, falls forward for a gain of about 3 to the 45. But getting back to Gunnar Gray, started out the season a house of fire, and then missed 3 weeks, came back last week in the loss to Fullerton. And he brings an entirely different dynamic to this offense. Gary Watkins, effusive in his praise of Gunnar Gray in his second year in the program, talked about his maturity physically but also mentally, really developing in this system and becoming incredibly valuable as that went off the hands of Latanka in the flat.
We're going to have a really good look at this here at field level on the replay, and this should have been an interception for sure.
Yeah, Gray, as he gets more comfortable in the system off of Latanka. That is a great shot for Prince Ford. And he
had it in the midst.
Yeah, felt like he should have had that one, no question. Quickly 3rd down, 3rd and 7. But that Gray has more and more trust as Gary Watkins calls the plays, but Gray will come to the line and then adjust that play, and that is exactly what he's supposed to do. So he has a lot of leeway in this system to look over the defense and make adjustments right at the line, and he has done a great job of that this year. 3rd and 7, throws over the middle. That ball caught, now fumbled, and the Rustlers have the turnover over the middle. Still on his feet, it's Kylan Neal. And Neal pushing the pile back to the original line of scrimmage at the 48. This ball was caught, I believe, by Sullivan, and then Sullivan lost the handle.
I don't know if it was ever caught. I think it was actually ripped out in the air. We'll have a good look of it here on the replay. Gray puts it on the hands of the receiver, and that's got to be caught. That's a great job of ripping that ball out. That looked like it was Palomino.
Yeah, Palomino gets the hand in there off of Williams, and Neal's right there. Neal had a pick 6 a week ago, and he's back in the book. And when we talked to Gary Watkins, one of the first things he said is, not only is this defense good, but they're as aggressive and opportunistic as I've ever seen. They are an offensive defense. They're looking to make plays. The pass over the middle, looking for Williams, is incomplete, and it brings up a 2nd down and 10 for the Rustlers.
We have a replay on that?
Yeah,
Lorenzo, I'd like to go back and see that because I think Ale puts this on the money. I want to say Anthony Williams maybe hesitated on the route. We'll see if we have it here. Lorenzo Osuna, our director here today.
I mean, he squeezes it in there pretty good against bracket coverage. Second down carry for Johnson into Olympian territory at the 48-yard line, and it brings up a third down. Well, call it 3rd down and 7 from the 49.
I wonder if Ale is thinking that it's going to be more of a square-in route. Maybe just some miscommunication with his receiver on the outside.
So a 3rd and 7 from the 49. Golden opportunity.
Yeah, this is 4-down territory, I think.
For the Rustlers after they forced the turnover on the opening possession. Snap to Ale. Hit as he throws on the near side, tiptoeing the near sideline. The catch is made.
Oh, blocked off by the medical tent for San Diego Mesa, but luckily we just don't have one camera on the broadcast. Let's see it again.
Jimenez tiptoeing that sideline. There's another strike from Ale on a 3rd and 7. Gant eventually takes him out of bounds. But that is a well-thrown ball and a good job by Jimenez, who has stepped back into a smaller role in this offense with the return of Sarmiento, but who could forget the 10 for 232 and a couple of touchdowns against Southwestern as he blew up in that game.
Blew up the SCFA fantasy game for sure.
What a great spot start that would have been. Cross Antonacci has a good hole up the middle inside the 20, down to the 19. Antonacci coming off a quiet week a week ago, 3 carries for -3 yards, but he did yeoman's work in this offense. With some injuries to Jared Johnson primarily earlier in the season. Now Sam Libeer is out, so Antonacci still has a role, but Johnson kind of stepping back into that lead tailback role. But Cross Antonacci has been huge for this offense.
Yeah, the loss of Libeer, a huge, huge loss for the Rustlers. You talk about his dynamic playmaking. It's the second time today on Light.
Yeah, Light over there on that left side with Preston Johnson. Boy, I hate to only call the big guys out on the offensive line on a penalty, but so far, yeah, that's been Trent Light's lot here so far in this one. So we've had to call him a couple of times, and kind of see at the tail end there, he knows that was on him, so he's gonna.
Yeah, and it looked like on that play, Mesa was gonna bring the blitz, and maybe a blessing in disguise that play didn't go off because it would have been a man untouched into Uyali's backfield.
2nd down and 9. Snap to Ale. Off the edge. Again, hit as he throws, looking over the middle. Kennewell looking for a flag. So far, I don't see one. Working against Bennett Walker on the coverage. And
we'll have a good look at this here.
Yeah, Kennewell this season started out at a torrid pace over the first 4 weeks.
He just rakes them down with 2 hands. How is there no flag?
Maybe hid that left arm a little bit. That was a cagey play by Bennett Walker, perhaps, and now it's 3rd and 9. Talking about Kennewell, the first month of the season, 122 yards a game. Ale looking on the square out, completes the pass for a first down, going back to Sarmiento. Big 3rd down pickup for the Rustlers.
It's a great job. They clear out space. Kennewell on the go route. Sarmiento square out to the boundary with the reception and another set of downs for the Rustlers.
Yeah, just to finish the point on Kennewell, on the last 4 weeks, he's down to just 29 yards a game. But you have to imagine that's because the film is out there, and they're saying that this is a guy you have to account for at every play, and it certainly hasn't slowed down the Rustler offense that continues to excel, and they continue to win games. So it's one of those things I think as a receiver that sometimes you just have to get used to. You might get a little more coverage going your way. Johnson cuts it back, lowers the shoulder, solid gain inside the 10, down to the 7. That's a gain of 6, brings up a 2nd down and 4.
That's just a solid run.
Yeah, working behind Light and Johnson on that left side, so a good push for the Rustlers, and they pick up 6 yards. They're inside the 10. The Rustlers about middle of the pack in the red zone, both in terms of scores and touchdowns. just inside the top 30.
Haven't seen Saval yet. Jeff, do we know if he's available this week?
I didn't get a specific report on Saval. Antonacci gets the carry straight up the middle, gain of perhaps a couple. He's going to be near the first down, but a little bit short. It's going to bring up a 3rd down and 1 from the 5. Yeah, Robbie Saval been an interesting story this year. Here was a guy who was an integral part of this passing offense a season ago as a freshman, but haven't been able to work him into the fold quite as much this season, even when he's been available. But indeed, as we're looking at field level, I don't see him out there. They've been spreading out a lot more with 4 wide receivers. 3rd and 1 from the 5, and they'll spread out again. Jared Johnson in the backfield. Snap to Ale. Has time. Throws on the far side.
Sarmiento.
And he is in for the touchdown as they go back to Sarmiento on the square out, where he was right at the pylon, and the Rustlers convert. After they force the turnover, get the short field, they go 52 yards, capping it off as Ale finds Sarmiento. Take you down to field level
little
here.
Little pick play. Yeah. Beautifully executed.
And just gets in for Sarmiento. That is touchdown number 5 on the season. Ale with his 9th touchdown pass. Extra point is good. Midway through the first, the Rustlers draw first blood. They lead at 7-0. You're watching Golden West College football on SoCalCollegeSports.com.
Touchdown, Rustlers! Malachi Martinez finds a man over the middle. Sarmiento will take it in for 6. Touchdown, Rustler!
Run. This one hit deep to right field, and it's over the head of Marquez. That's going to score a run. Taken at the 10-yard line. And a good seam out past the 30 to the 32-yard line.
John Carroll Jr. Oh, no, excuse me, Anthony Gilpin.
Yeah, Gilpin on the return. And now the Olympians looking up at a 7-0 deficit with 7:13 remaining here in the opening quarter. And points are not going to be easy to come by here.
No. Points off turnovers, you just can't have it if you're San Diego Mesa. The margin of error here is thin, and it was just a terrific play made by Jordan Palomino to force the interception into the hands of Kylan Neal on the opening offensive drive for the Olympians, and resulted in 7 the other way.
And I give you a key stat on that drive, that 52-yard drive for the Rustlers, 3 of 3 on 3rd down, and that was key. Latanka on the carry nearly lost the handle. But he's
that looked like the
40
ball
to
was
41.
out.
7-yard run for Latanka. Though when these two teams met a season ago, the Rustler defense really manhandled the Olympians down in San Diego en route to a 48-10 win. Gave Gray a lot of trouble in the passing game, but the running game in particular, the Olympians mustered -5 yards rushing. And they're going to have to do significantly better than that number if they hope to stay competitive today.
Yep.
But that is not easy to do. Little stutter step in the backfield. And a gain of perhaps a yard. And it brings up a 3rd down as Butler gets the carry. Third down and 3.
1-yard gain, 3rd down and 2.
So a 3rd and 2 for the Olympians. They come in converting 38% on 3rd down on the season. Gray looks over the defense. They overload the far side as the Olympians in white working it from right to left in the first quarter. Another short throw. It'll come down to the spot, but with forward progress, looks like enough for a 1st down. So a fresh set of downs as Deshaun Owens makes the reception. And Gray checks down, finds Owens, and moves the chains. And like a fascinating conversation with Gary Watkins talking about Gunnar Gray in this offense. And Gary Watkins, the head coach, calls the plays. But I was surprised in my conversation with him that he was very forthright that he said, look, we count on Gunnar Gray a lot to make adjustments at the line. If you were counting on your play caller to just nail it right out of the box with the perfect play call, you're going to be playing from behind all day. That is a tough assignment. You need your quarterback to have that experience and familiarity with the system to make the changes to the play call. Is that one off the hands and incomplete? Looking for Schicker. But that was interesting for me in my conversation with Gary Watkins, talking about that he was pretty straightforward with it and says, hey, listen, we're going to need Gunnar Gray, especially against a defense this good. I can send in the play, but he's got to be able to look over what the defense is doing and be able to make the adjustments because, any play caller is not going to be able to do that consistently and just come out with the perfect play right at first glance coming out of the huddle. 2nd down and 10 from the 46. Blitz coming, good protection. Gray lobs on the near side, completes at the 35. Finding Sullivan. They'll spot it at the 36. That's good enough for a first down. He was working against Jaden Jackson one-on-one. And
that's a great ball from Gray. You see him just float it up. And puts it right in the breadbasket. It's a beautiful, beautiful throw.
And it starts with great protection up front against the blitz. Gray gets some extra time, rolls out. There's a little bit of that second-year maturity from Gray. Not in a big hurry, just buys himself another second or two to let that play develop and eventually find Sullivan for a first down at the Golden West 36.
The composed finesse under duress.
Another quick throw batted down at the line.
Looking like
for
Palomino.
Schicker again.
Palomino gets a hand on it.
Yeah, Palomino, who leads this Rustler defense in sacks with 5. And they will rush him off the edge relentlessly.
We'll see him here.
A 2nd down and 10.
Palomino all over it.
Good eyes, Michael. 2nd down and 10.
They're not reading glasses.
Gray directs traffic. He's got receivers left and right. Another blitz coming. Gray steps up, throws over the middle, completes the pass, finding Gilpin, who slips out of one tackle, still on his feet and finally brought down at the 25, and that appears to be enough for another first down.
That's one heck of an effort by Anthony Gilpin. Also doubling as the return man here. We'll watch. It's quick reception. That's a great read, great hot read there from Gray.
Yeah, how about Streeter, who initially has a shot at him? And the pass incomplete. Bring you back live at 2nd and 10. First target for Timion Jackson, the leading receiver for the Olympians on the season.
Like the decision there by Mesa to go tempo and catch this Rustler defense a little bit off guard, not let them get set. Gray just unable to put it on the money.
Boy, he's got Jackson wide open, as we see on the replay. There's a blown coverage.
And that's exactly why they go tempo there. They're looking for some disarray, and luckily Neal able to get in, put some pressure on, and force the errant throw from Gray.
Junior Akintunde in the backfield. For the Olympians, they send 3 wide receivers to the right side. Gray looking right on the quick slant. Terrific. Oh, I thought it was a terrific catch. It's off the hands of his intended target.
Tyler Williams in the secondary making a play. And this is a banged-up secondary for the Rustlers. They've had to have a lot of guys step up this season. I believe they're down 6 starters.
Wow. 3rd and 10 for San Diego Mesa. Thinking about the field goal, Mauricio Escudero, 3 for 7 on the season. So the kicking has not been a strength for the Olympians this season, as Sullivan takes off earlier. Yeah. And that will make it 3rd and 15. Yeah. So this would be a field goal attempt of 47 yards from here. Escudero's long is just 29. So this is all just my long way of saying we might be talking about 4-down territory here for Mesa.
Well, if there's a list of cardinal sins in football, it's wide receivers' false starts.
3rd and 15. The football resting on the Golden West 30. Snap to Gray. Draw play up the middle. All kinds of running room for Akintunde, who's cut down by Streeter. And that tackle by Streeter might have saved the first down. It's a 14-yard run. It brings up a 4th and 1. And let's see what Mesa's going to do.
Jumbo package, and Mesa is going to bring in biggest man on their roster.
Good work on the interior of that offensive line for Mesa. Center Robert Rojas, left guard Christopher Gonzalez, right guard Justin Phillips, and they carved out a hole for Akintunde. Direct snap to Butler. Flags come in. And it's going to be a false start, so wipe away the play, and now it's 4th and 6. And
see the movement there on the right side.
And let's see what they're going to do.
Looked like Blaze Zito coming in with the jumbo package. Here comes a kicking unit.
Yeah, we'll see Escudero. And this will be a field goal attempt of 38 yards. As the Olympians will try to get on the board, 2:56, the clock continuing to move.
Dangerous spot here
in the first quarter. Snap, placement down, the kick from Escudero is away.
No good.
And no good. It was online, but a little bit short from Escudero.
I think 3 had it. We'll have a pretty good look of it, just missing.
Well, if you're the Olympians, you try to take away something from that. Well, I guess that was just a little bit right. Might have had just enough leg to get there, but either way, wide right. But some reason for optimism if you're an Olympian fan watching that. Did move the ball down the field, had some success running the football, which is certainly a rarity against the Rustlers this season. But they come up empty, and the score remains 7-0. Ale sends Johnson in motion, has the snap, setting up the screen to Johnson, looking for a block. The ball's out, and it looks like the Olympians have it. And they do, as they strip it away from Johnson. Owen Usini eventually falls on it for San Diego Mesa. And let's see on the replay here, Mike, who gets a hand in.
Yeah, that was Doc Now on the fumble. And I want to say that's his second of the year.
It is Doc Now. Excuse me, yes. Yeah, and
tight end screen.
Don't have the number here. I think that might be Christian Moda, who's wearing 98 today on the roster. We don't have a 98,
yeah.
So apologies. We might have to speculate slightly on that one. But either way, turnovers are now even at 1 apiece. That's a rare turnover as Doc Now coughs it up. The Rustlers came in plus 13 turnover differential. We'll see if we might be able to find out specifically on that.
Who forced it?
It was 98.
Do you have a 98? I don't have a 98 either. Okay, it was 98.
Meanwhile, whistles down on the field.
Hey, Mesa? Hey, Mesa? Who's 98? Oh, okay. This is 96.
Okay. Okay, so it's Jonah Leong Wei, who is wearing 98 and did a great job getting a hand in there.
As it turns out, you had it right anyway.
Popping that ball free. Gray screens it out to Akintunde. Forced out of bounds near the 25 by Prince Ford. That's a pickup of about 5. Let's see where they spot it. Well, they'll call it 3, and it's a 2nd and 12. It's a good job by Ford moving up and able to get Akintunde out of bounds after a modest gain. 2nd and 12. From the 26 of Golden West. Mesa trying to take advantage of the turnover moments ago. 3 wide receiver set, Akintunde in the backfield. Gray with a straight drop. Good protection again. Still looking. Throws on the near side. Completes the pass to Sullivan, who takes it down to the 15. Brought down by Kylan Neal. But that is about a yard shy of the first down marker, and it brings up a critical 3rd and 1 for Mesa. You got to believe that the Olympians would love a 6 here. They don't want to settle for another field goal attempt. You're going to have a hard time keeping pace with the Rustlers if you're coming up with field goals only in the red zone. 3rd down and 1. Gray has Gilpin out to the left. Fakes to Akintunde. Palomino bringing the pressure. The throw incomplete.
Sniffed out. That's a great job by the Rustler defense.
Yeah.
Knowing that there was going to be a rollout from Gunnar Gray, and here comes 4th down.
He was looking for his tight end, Makai Elliott, and just out of reach for Elliott.
And I wonder if maybe San Diego Mesa calls a timeout here to discuss things over. They're going to go they're going to go to the shotgun here, and I wonder if they want to bring in that jumbo package one more time. That was a false start last time on the field.
4th and 1 from the 15. Mesa on the season, 10 of 18 on 4th down. Akintunde hit in the backfield.
He's short.
Neal finishes him off. It's a loss of a yard, and Mesa's going to turn it over on downs.
Man.
That was great penetration. We'll watch here on the replay as Akintunde really never had a chance. And
look at that. That's Alicia Martin.
yeah, Alicia Martin able to just beat the block, working against Cameron Stoffel, who really is the leader of this offensive line, standout left tackle. But that time, Martin was able to get inside position, break up that play. Akintunde has to make a cut. That extra time allows Neal to get there and finish him off. And the Rustlers able to stand up again in the red zone. They try the end around, this going nowhere. It's going to be a loss on the play.
It's a defense that came to play. They're down 7-0 right now, but they're flying out there, and well, with good reason. They force a fumble. They get off the field. They're well rested. Sarmiento trying to get the edge, and man, he is gobbled up. It's a great job by Travis Hall Jr., sophomore from San Diego, St. Augustine High School.
So Sarmiento lost a couple on the play. Brings up a 2nd and long, a 2nd and 12.
That'll do it for the first quarter.
And that will be the final play of the first quarter with through 1 Golden West on top of San Diego Mesa. 7-0. It's Rustler football on SoCalCollegeSports.com. And back live, 2nd down and 12. They keep it on the ground on 2nd and long, and
pick up a 4.
Antonacci gains about 4 and brings up a 3rd down and 8. Golden West 3 of 4 on 3rd down in this one so far, and that's been a key stat. On the lone scoring drive today, the Rustler is able to convert on a few 3rd downs. Keep that drive alive. They'll keep Antonacci in the backfield on 3rd and 7. Ale directing traffic on that right side. 4-man rush. Ale steps up, guns the near side. Leaping catch is made out past the 30 to the 37-yard line. Jimenez with the reception. Jimenez just... In fact, Jimenez without a catch a week ago. But getting back into the fold here today with a couple of catches.
A shout out to our camera operators on the field, Angela Solis, Samuel Diaz, and the man in the cockpit, Lorenzo Asuna, our director.
So 1st down, another 3rd down pickup for the Rustlers. Fresh set of downs, 1st down carry Antonacci stood up at the line and driven back. That was Moda.
There is just not much there up the gut.
He gets a little help
Does
from
pick up
Blaze Zito. Yeah, I talked about Ezra Christensen, the standout defensive end for San Diego Mesa, and the 9 sacks on the season for Christensen. And it didn't take Gary Watkins long to mention Blaze Zito, who was an all-conference performer from a season ago, and said those two really work well in tandem off opposite edges on this defense. And you see Zito getting in on the stop there. Ale steps up into the pocket, throws over the middle, and it's incomplete.
That's terrifically timed. Jordan Dwyer, the freshman from Escondido, Mission Hills High School, making a play. That would have been a first down.
Yeah, looking for Sarmiento, and we'll see here just at the end there. That is well timed by Dwyer. And it brings up another third down, so the Rustlers are going to have to come up with something here to keep this drive alive. They have it at the 40. They need the 48. Antonacci in the deep eye behind Ale. Now moves to his right. Blitz coming. Ale stepping up. Hit. He's going to be sacked back at the 35. In fact, back at the 30.
Well, it's that time of year, gobble, gobble, and that's exactly what happened to Uiale on that play as the big fella, Christian Moda, gets there in a hurry.
Yeah, the pressure came up the middle, and there you see Moda getting the sack. So the Olympians dial up the blitz and get there. It'll move it back to the 32-yard line, and we'll see the punting unit for Golden West.
I had a chance to talk with some of the staff earlier today. This is going to be a knockdown, drag them out type of war. And right now, luckily, the Rustlers with the lead. That one nearly blocked.
Lariva with the kick taken at the 29. Couple of waves. Flags are down. Still on his feet. This is going to be quite a return out to the 42. That's a 13-yard return for Daniel McCoy, but it might be coming back in part or in full.
I wonder if this is either a hold or maybe a face mask. I thought I saw the head turn here for McCoy.
Yeah, there's move number 1. Then he ducks under.
No, that's and block in the back on Neal. From, looks like Shields, the offending party here for the Olympians. Yep.
So that is going to back them up substantially, as it takes away the 13-yard return by McCoy. But from the spot, this figures to back him up even inside the 20. So they'll back it all the way up to the 17. So Mesa with a ways to go. And here comes Gray in the Olympian offense. He's got Caesar Coleman in the backfield with Akintunde. Gray has the snap, hands to Akintunde on the left side. And he didn't get back to the line. Palomino there quickly. A loss of a yard. Brings up a 2nd and 11.
Great pursuit of the football. And that's just the offensive line getting beat. Palomino, Neal there.
Yeah, you see Gerbich getting into the
along with
backfield
Bailey,
quickly, and
Braden Bailey.
All of that disrupts the play, and it's a 2nd and 11. It's tough when you got to weave tacklers a couple of yards behind the line of scrimmage. Gray with good protection, looking short in the pass, incomplete. Looking for Timion Jackson.
And that wasn't going to do much anyway. We see here on the replay, the defense was there. Now it's about to get blowed up.
I got to tell you,
Wyatt Potter was right there.
You know, we've seen a couple of passes down closer to field level, and Gunnar Gray is appropriately named because he's throwing the ball hard here today, even on some of those shorter passes to Jackson. He really rifles that ball.
He's from the Jay Schroeder School. There's an 80s reference for you.
You know I love that. 3rd and 11. And now whistles come in before the snap. And
Gunnar Gray, middle name Cannon.
As I say, I mean, it's the name fits right now. But, you know, I think, talking to Gary Watkins again, Mesa really fired up for this challenge. They love coming up here and going against this defense. And All four of the primary receivers are returning sophomores. The quarterback is a returning sophomore. Junior Akintunde, Josh Butler were on this team last year, and I have no doubt that they remember the last time these two teams met and wanted to come up here and change the script somewhat. And they've been able to move the football. They have no points on the board so far, but again, just a way of getting to the fact that I think Gray's kind of keyed up right now and maybe needs to find a way to settle himself down a little bit.
Yeah.
He's 5 of 13 in the game for 47 yards, and that's an uncharacteristic stat line for Gray, who's completing 57% of his passes on the season.
Well, I see a 3rd and 11.
Yeah, it is 3rd and 11. From the 16-yard line. San Diego Mesa 1 of 4 on 3rd down so far today. They'll overload the near side.
Just to correct our scoreboard, it is 3rd and 11.
Snap to Gray, rolling away from pressure, throws incomplete.
Hints right there.
Just behind his intended target, Schicker. A 3 and out, and the Rustlers figure to get it back with pretty solid field position. Here's the throw on the run. Hinsey had the coverage, and just a little bit behind Schicker, who couldn't quite find the handle.
Dangerous pass.
Should point out as well, there is a pretty decent breeze, and you have to imagine it's more pronounced down on the field here today.
Yeah.
So not great conditions for throwing the football. Here's the snap and the kick away. It'll take a modest Mesa bounce out to the 48-yard line of San Diego Mesa, and the Rustlers, as you would expect, after a 32-yard punt, take over with excellent field position at the Mesa 48. So a chance for the Rustlers to potentially extend on the lead. They've got the 7-0 lead. Johnson comes in the backfield behind Ale. As again, the Rustlers will spread it out on 1st and 10. Read option. Ale hit behind the line and dumped for a loss of a couple. That was Ezra Christensen coming off the edge. It's a loss of 2. It'll bring up a 2nd down and 12. That's the first time we've really been able to call Ezra Christensen's name here today. The Rustlers have done a pretty good job matching up with him over on that right side of that offensive line, where Chris Garcia is working with Evan Cooper. And that is a tough assignment, dealing with Christensen. The give to Johnson. Manages to pick his way forward for a gain of about 3. It brings up a 3rd down and 9. And the Olympians pretty solid defensively. Gets the run as Connor Battaglia eventually got up to bring down Johnson. 3rd and long. The Rustlers 4 of 6 on 3rd down here today. 4-man rush. Ale looking to his right. High throw, tipped and incomplete. Looking for Jimenez. And closing quickly, it was the safety, Michael Harkins, sophomore out of Murrieta, who closed in quickly and got a hand in there to break that up. And just for the briefest of moments, it looked like Jimenez was open on the break, but Ale couldn't get it in there. And the Rustler offense sputters with a quick 3 and out, and they'll have to kick it away. So that's a great job by the Olympian defense with their backs against the wall. That was a short field as Lariva just gets it away. On the right side, takes a good bounce, fielded on the hop inside the 10. And it will be very poor field position for San Diego Mesa. It's a dangerous move by Cam Brown. But he elects to take a chance. If he lets that ball roll, it's almost certain to end up inside the 5. And Brown instead takes it on the bounce and earns the Olympians several yards. Do have a flag down. They're going to pick it up. So no infraction. 9:38 remaining in the first half. This is a nice luxury if you're the Rustlers. Yes, that drive goes nowhere after you take over with a short field, but you can have the patience with the Rustler defense to bring on the punting unit, try and pin them deep, and let this Olympian offense try to go 92 yards against the Golden West defense. Gray will take over from the 8. Akintunde running left, able to shed a tackle in the backfield and pick his way forward for about 5 yards. That's a good effort by junior Akintunde. Akintunde comes in with 39 carries on the season, an average of 3.6 yards a carry, but 25 of those carries came in the first 2 weeks. So he's been used sparingly over the last several weeks, but back into the fold today and getting pretty significant run here in the first half. 6-yard run brings up a 2nd down and 5. And Gray in no particular hurry. Has the snap back to Akintunde running left again, hit at the line and twisted down. Might have been able to pick up a yard. Martin there quickly. Carmona also getting there. They'll spot it at the 16. They'll give Akintunde a couple of yards. It'll bring up a 3rd down and 2 for San Diego Mesa from their own 16-yard line. Bunch formation for San Diego Mesa as Gray looks over the Rustler defense. Now he sends Jackson in motion. 4-man rush, quick throw, picked off! This is going to be a pick 6 for the Rustlers. And it was Wyatt Potter who reads that play beautifully. Let's run back the replay. Probably have this from a couple of angles for you, but Potter sitting back in zone coverage. And Michael, this is one that I think Potter's got diagnosed right off the bat. And Gray just never sees it.
That was a trap. It's a trap.
It's the Admiral Akbar defense. As Potter steps in front. And, you know, it's a great adjustment by the Rustler defense, as that has been the go-to throw for Gunnar Gray today. He has been working with short throws against this aggressive Rustler defense, and Potter right there is anticipating and, as you say, Michael, really baiting that throw and steps in front. Sullivan with the last-second effort there to try and keep him out of the end zone, but Potter takes it in. The Rustlers opportunistic on defense once again. They forced the turnover that led to the first touchdown. This time, it's more direct. They get the interception. They take it to the house. 8th defensive touchdown on the season for Golden West. That is an astronomical number. And, you know, Mike, let's keep it here for a second. If you take the Riverside game out of the equation just for the moment for the Rustlers, it's arguable that their defense has fairly significantly outscored opposing offenses on the season.
Yeah, if you take well, what do they do when you're in school? They take away your worst score and they take away your best score.
Yeah,
so you take away your
OCC game, the worst game,
and everything after that is golden. Yeah, you're right. It's the defense has been magnificent all year. We see it on that play, really baiting Gray into that throw en route to the pick 6.
Yeah, it was Neal and Letterman last week with defensive touchdowns. Now it's Potter getting into the act. I mean, not only is it a significant number of defensive touchdowns, it's a different guy every time. And that speaks to the scheme that Nick Mitchell and his staff have put together here at Golden West. Another big play by that Rustler defense midway through the second, 7:59 remaining in the first half. And now the Rustlers lead it 14-0. Taken inside the 10, and now some running room for Jackson out to the 30. brought down at the 31, and that's where San Diego Mesa will go to work. So Gray, who returned to the lineup a week ago after missing a few weeks, has had his struggles, and this is his second go-around against this Rustler defense. Earlier this season, Gray had a rematch in a home win against Ventura College. That's a team that also had a pretty good performance against him as a freshman, and Gray turned the tide significantly in that matchup. 3 touchdowns, so much so that Steve Mushagian, the head coach for Ventura, talked about, hey, listen, their quarterback killed us. He was just well prepared and came up with big plays for them, and the Olympians hoping for a repeat of that dynamic in the rematch here with Golden West. But so far, the Rustler defense has completely throttled this Olympian offense so far, keeping them off the board. They lead at 14-0. Flags are down on the first down play. This appears as if it's going to go against San Diego Mesa. 5-yard penalty will make it 1st and 15 from the 27. And Akintunde remains in the backfield with Gunnar Gray, receivers left and right. Snap to Gray, blitz coming, quick throw on the far side looking for Jackson, and the pass incomplete. Watch how quickly here they're able to get to Gray. And Gray just has to get it out of there. That was Jesse Schumacher coming on the blitz. 2nd down and 15. They'll send 3 wide receivers to the right. Gray under pressure on the run, just has to throw this one away. And that was Darren Vasquez, who again able to beat the block and get Gray in some trouble. That time the Rustlers didn't even bring the blitz, but still able to generate pressure. And when you can do that with just the down lineman, playing defense gets that much easier. 3rd and 15 for San Diego Mesa. They're just 1 of 6 on 3rd down so far today. They'll come on the blitz again. Mesa keeps it on the ground on the left side. Schumacher there again quickly. Short gain on the play. Perhaps a couple of yards. As Robert Rojas, the center, a little shaky getting up, but he will make his way to the sideline. Quick 3 and out for San Diego Mesa, and they will kick it away from their own 30. And the Rustler defense has it dialed in. And they are going to get back. On the kick from Donovan Warren. Snap to Warren. Gets this one away. Good kick for Warren. Taken at the 25-yard line. Short return out to the 28 by Antonacci. 3-yard return. That was a kick of 48 yards for Donovan Warren. Does a good job of reversing the field. The Rustlers will take over at their own 28-yard line. I'll lay back on with Antonacci in the backfield. Quick screen on the far side. Out past the 30 to the 31. Sarmiento with the reception. Gain of 3. Brings up a 2nd down and 7. Watch the move here by Sarmiento. on Ryan Odom. But give Odom some credit. After getting beat initially, he did get back in the play and eventually was able to help bring Sarmiento down after a gain of 3 yards. 2nd down and 7 coming up for the Rustlers from their own 31. They'll empty the backfield. Ale hit as he throws, and the pass incomplete. Christensen again. Just a good bull rush working against Trent Light. See Christensen, so often see somebody with those kind of gaudy sack numbers with 9 and you think speed, and certainly that's the case with Christensen, but there was a good power rush by Ezra Christensen. Got Light back on his heels. Drove him back and eventually got to Ale, disrupting that play and bringing up a 3rd down and 7. Olympians trying to get it back immediately for their offense. They trail it 14-0. Sarmiento to the near side. Ale on a high snap. Quick throw, incomplete. Trying to get it to Williams. And the Rustlers with a quick 3 and out, and they'll have to kick it away. Well, this right here, you watch the call on 3rd and 8, and quick throw. Looking for Williams, and I think that's a nod to the pressure that the Olympians are able to bring in an obvious passing situation, rather than take their chances with the likes of Christensen and Zito. Ale tried to get it out quickly, even though that play was probably going to be short of 1st down yardage, even if they did complete it. So Lariva on to punt. This one bounces at the 35 and takes a Mesa bounce back to the 38. So another solid possession for the Olympian defense that really has been outstanding in this first half. 2 scores for the Rustlers here in the first half, but one was a defensive touchdown, the other one was on a short field. 52-yard drive with Ale finding Sarmiento for the lone offensive touchdown here in the first half. But outside of that, the Rustlers have had all kinds of trouble moving the football against the Olympian defense. Gray, good protection, looking deep on the near side, jump ball, and it's caught inside the 30 at the 33-yard line.
The reception.
Yeah, Deshaun Owens with his 2nd catch today, and rather than trying to work the ball down with short passes, the Olympians make an adjustment.
They're going to go tempo. We'll keep it here.
Yeah, and take a shot downfield. Yep. And I want to say they did this earlier as well for a pretty good gain, so maybe the Olympians onto something, taking some shots downfield.
Yeah, it was Sullivan on the reception earlier, and that time Owens.
Play action, quick throw, and not sure he was on the same page
We'll go
with Sullivan.
Back to the previous play here. Gray to Owens. Big reception.
Yeah, Owens with good size on the jump ball and gets the inside position.
Yeah, Owens listed at 6 foot.
He was working against
Poway.
Terrell Taylor. So 2nd and 10 after the incompletion. Akintunde in the backfield. Mesa has it at the Golden West 34. Has the snap. 4-man rush again, looking deep. Wants Sullivan this time down near the goal line.
And he has him.
And he's got it for the touchdown.
Unfortunately, our view is obstructed.
Working against Hinsey.
Not on the replay, though. We'll have it.
Yeah, they had one-on-one coverage. And this is a great adjustment by Gunnar Gray and that Mesa coaching unit. Let's watch here. And, yeah, Hinsey was arguing his case, and that's a pretty good shot of it as Sullivan using that arm and warded him off pretty nicely there to give himself a little bit of space to make that catch. So give Mesa the credit. They are back in the game, trailing 14-7, but I think Hinsey might have had a little case there for what he was arguing.
I think he has a pretty good case here, but at the same time, that's both players just trying to make a play on the ball. Contact really from both parties. We'll see it again on the same camera angle on the replay. 4:44 remaining, though, and the lead for the Rustlers cut in half.
Yeah, for Gray, his 8th touchdown pass of the season as he finds Sullivan.
See it one more time here.
3rd touchdown reception. Let's watch here, and this is going right back to what they did just moments ago.
Right here, I mean, that's tough.
And hey, let's be fair. To ward off the defender and make the catch at the dead run, it's still a pretty good play by Sullivan. So Antoine Sullivan with the touchdown catch. And with 4:43 remaining in the first half, it's a brand new ball game, 14-7. Golden West on top. Pete and Sarmiento back deep for the Rustlers. And it's Pete who will take it from the 5. I should say Sarmiento. Slips a tackle at the 15, another tackle at the 20. And Sarmiento finally did step out of bounds on the far side, but a good return.
Give him a 32.
Will set up the Rustlers with solid field position. Well, for the first time today, arguably, Golden West could use an answer offensively. I was saying moments ago that really outside of the one scoring drive, they have had a lot of trouble generating any kind of offense against this Olympian defense, and you got to figure that Olympian defense is going to be keyed up after watching their offense finally come up with some answers against this Rustler defense themselves. First down carry. Antonacci, good running room, bouncing off tacklers. He's out to the 45. That's good enough for an immediate first down for Cross Antonacci. 13-yard run.
Came out of his shoe. Run only looked that good because he was wearing one shoe.
Oh, yeah. 6 first downs now in the game for the Rustlers as they immediately move the chains. Ale brings them to the line. 1st and 10 from the 45. They go back to Antonacci, off tackle on the right side, able to pick up a couple. Harkins again getting into the backfield and didn't get the tackle on Antonacci, but slowed him down enough that he picked up just a couple of yards.
If San Diego burned a timeout, they're going to burn another one right here?
2nd down and 8.
Nope.
Well, this becomes a critical drive, particularly for San Diego Mesa. If they can get off the field, get it back for their offense, keep that momentum, might have something going here. Trailing it by 7, 2nd and 8. Ale, quarterback draw, has the first down. Vega on the stop, but not before Ale runs for 10 yards and moves the chains. Jonathan Vega along with Ryan Odom.
That's a good read there. See Ale, solid hard run, picks up a first, moves the chains into Olympian territory.
You mentioned the 2 linebackers working on the inside, really anchor this defense. Ryan Odom, really the quarterback of the defense, does a lot of the play calls. Johnson cuts it back, dragging tacklers. Down close to another first down. That's a 9-yard run. Brings up a 2nd down and 1 before Malik Haj Hassan finally brings him down.
And this is a statement drive and a heavy drive, too, here from the Rustlers. Not calling a timeout. They don't want to give the Olympians the ball back. Remember, the Rustlers had the ball first, so it'll be the Olympians getting the ball out of halftime.
Johnson in the deep eye behind Ale. Might have been some confusion. Ale running on the left side, brought down, does have enough for the first down. It looked to me like Ale turned to his right and nobody was there. And I think that play might have been miscommunication, but Ale makes the most of it and does manage to move the chains with a 3-yard run. Either that or it was a really good fake, Michael.
Either way, it's a new set of downs.
Right. They'll send 3 wide receivers to the right. 1st and 10 from the 31. They keep it on the ground again with Antonacci. Or I should say it was Ali on the keeper.
Yep.
Gain of perhaps a yard. Odom again quickly there on the stop. A little help from Arthur Neal. It's a 2nd down and 9. And the Rustlers with all 3 timeouts. Not in a big hurry with 1:09 remaining. They will take their first charge timeout. Golden West on top 14-7. It's Rustler football on SoCalCollegeSports.com.
Second down and 10 at the 31.
Second and 1. Excuse me, 2nd and 10 for the Rustlers from the Mesa 31-yard line late in the first half. 7-point game. Ale against the blitz, screens it out to Antonacci. He's got blockers in front. Tripped up just shy of the 20. Still enough to move the chains. That'll stop the clock long enough to move the chains. This is a great play call against the blitz, and they find Antonacci out here. And let's watch here. And yeah, that is Eric Gant with potentially a touchdown-saving tackle.
That's a savvy play there by Antonacci. He knows he doesn't get out of bounds. It's 3rd down.
So they're going to say he was just shy of the first down. Antonacci on the carry. Gets the first down out to the 16. It was Ale
Probably have to burn another one.
on the keeper. Well, that'll stop the clock. It's 53 seconds. Golden West still has 2 timeouts.
6-yard gain on the run.
There's going to be a discussion here because I think there was some time that was not run off of the clock here because
Yeah,
I think the timekeeper, the official timekeeper, kept the clock stopped after the last play, which was not a first down. And if that's the case, we should probably see another 10 seconds come off this clock. Yep.
Yeah, and that's exactly what they're asking for. So they're going to take it down to 43 seconds, and then they'll wind the clock. Again, the Rustlers with 2 timeouts remaining. So again, you got plenty of time. If you're Golden West in this situation,
Yeah, 43 seconds. There we go.
they'll stack receivers on the left side with Sarmiento and Kennewell.
And they'll roll the clock.
Johnson in the backfield. Ale looking left, has good protection initially. Now hit, the ball's out. Flags are down. We got everything going on here. First, let's see who's got the ball.
That is absolutely the worst result that could have happened on that play. And man,
Vega again coming on the blitz. Blaze Zito there.
now we'll slow it down here. Do the Rustlers get it back at the end? Penalty on the play.
Yeah, it's going to go against Golden West. So it looks like they did get the ball back.
10-yard penalty against Golden West.
It'll back them up to the 26-yard line.
Evan Cooper able to fall on top of the ball. But
I got to tell you, Mike, Ale has good protection initially there, and I think you got to find a way to get that ball out.
if anything, just chuck it out of the back of the end zone.
1st and 20 from the 26-yard line. Ale with Johnson to his right. Has the snap. 4-man rush. Ale steps up.
Flag.
Over the middle. Incomplete. Flags are down.
No flag in the secondary. There was some contact with Sarmiento in the secondary.
Or was that Jimenez? I think the intended target.
Jimenez, excuse me.
Yeah. So he was looking for Jimenez.
So another hold. Going to go against the Rustlers. And it's going to make it 1st and 30 with 10 seconds left. And
Well, this is not a time capsule 2-minute drive.
That's a good look at it at
For-
a field level.
Nick Mitchell and the Rustlers as they've taken it now from the 16 all the way back to the 36. Now, with 10 seconds remaining, you're not in field goal range.
Definitely a drive that's not going to go in the baby book, that's for sure.
So now your options become far more limited, down to 10 seconds. You've only got time for one play here maybe, and what do you do if you're in this situation? You might be able to complete a pass, get a quick timeout, see if you can attempt a field goal. It is a breezy day down on the field, so it's not great kicking conditions.
And that's going to be the end of the first half.
Are they going to run off the 10 seconds with the penalty?
Yep.
Indeed. So the Rustlers won't even have time for one more play. Instead, it's halftime. From Huntington Beach, Golden West on top of San Diego Mesa, 14-7. You are watching Golden West College football here on SoCalCollegeSports.com.
Dominant all year, and it
and they find him, Peyton Powell. It's a three-peat. 2018 crown remains with the Rustlers.
The whole set is the second goal. Working around the shot goal. Dolores again. Rise over the 5-meter line and score. Wow. And that's it. Golden West College, water polo champions in a classic here at Golden West. A 10-9 win over Long Beach City College.
Touchdown, Rustlers.
Malachi Martinez finds a man over the middle. Sarmiento will take it in for 6. Touchdown, Rustler.
Run. This one hit deep to right field. And it's over the head of Marquez. That's going to score a run. San Diego Mesa will receive the kick to start the second half. They trail it 14-7. Jackson and Gilpin back deep. We are set to go. This one got a little more interesting. Midway through that second quarter, the Rustlers had a 14-0 lead, appeared to be in command, but a couple of long passes, including a touchdown pass from Gray to Sullivan, tightened things up, and we've got a one-score game as we head to the third quarter. Short kick taken by Mesa, and they will have good field position at their own 38-yard line to get things going. Jeff Stoynoff, Mike Spada back with you. It's Rustler football, and maybe for the first time today we'll see Josh Butler in the backfield. Butler, the leading rusher for San Diego Mesa on the season, but did not have a carry in the first half, and I don't recall him being in the game. But Butler is in the game in the backfield to get things going on a 1st and 10. Neal showing blitz. Here he comes. Play action. Gray has time. Dumps it short, completes.
Illegal.
Well, this is. I'm not sure if was that deflected and ends up in the hands of the offensive lineman, or did Gray just lock in on one of his offensive linemen and throw the pass? Either way, it's going to draw a flag.
Was that deflected? Let's see if we can get a look at it.
Boy, it's kind of hard to imagine that Gunnar Gray just zoned in on his offensive guard and decided to throw the pass. I think he might have been trying to find Butler. And let's watch as this play develops here. This is initially well designed, Michael. You see Gray's got time. And then, I think he's looking for Butler there, and it ends up in the hands, I believe it was Cameron Stoffel that ended up with the ball, but I can't say for sure. Either way, the penalty will back him up 5 yards. It'll be 1st and 15.
Right now, sun right in the eye of Gunnar Gray, certainly not helping his cause.
Has the snap, 4-man rush. Gray dropping deep, now on the run, and just going to have to throw this one away. And great coverage in the secondary by the Rustlers, and nowhere for Gunnar Gray to go with the football. And it brings up a 2nd down and 15.
I got to tell you, this offensive front for San Diego Mesa doing a great job of buying Gunnar Gray time. But credit to the secondary for Golden West. Injured throughout the year, missing several starters, and that's essentially a good job coverage-wise.
Yeah, they've allowed just 14 sacks on the season, so they've been pretty good protecting Gunnar Gray all season long. 2nd down handoff, and a big hole up the middle for Butler. Out over the 40 to the 45-yard line. That creates a much more manageable 3rd down and 3. It's a 12-yard run for Josh Butler. Well, was that 3rd down? I think I might have lost it down, Michael. So they elect to go to the draw play on 3rd and long, buy themselves a little bit of yardage, but here comes the punting unit. So I think on the completion, should point that out, that might be 5 yards and a loss of down on the odd completion on 1st down. So that's where we lost it down. And the
good punt.
Olympians will kick it away.
Really good punt.
Antonacci will let this one bounce. It's going to take a good roll down to the 5-yard line.
Man,
that is a 50-yard kick, but just as importantly is where it ends up, deep in Golden West territory, and the Rustlers will start from the shadow of their own goalpost at their own 5-yard line here early in the 3rd. They lead it 14-7.
Donovan Warren with a dart to the 5-yard line, and the Rustlers backed up on their opening possession of the second half, and they had their struggles in that first half moving the football.
Yeah, Warren's been a bright spot this season with a punting average just under 39 yards per kick. And he does a great job there. 1st down carry and not much doing.
Looked like that was Johnson.
Yeah, Jared Johnson in the backfield. Got back to the line and brings up a 2nd down and 10. So this is a dangerous area for the Rustlers. Facing a 2nd and 10, and they're at their own 5-yard line. Play action and a quick throw. And the pass incomplete.
Intended for Kennewell.
Yeah, Kennewell, who doesn't have a catch so far today, couldn't quite come down with it. Gant delivered the hit to knock that ball loose. Let's watch here again down at field level, and Ale locks in on Kennewell, who has it momentarily, but Gant, the freshman, comes over and jars that ball loose. That's a great job by Eric Gant, and now it's 3rd and 10. Ale on a designed roll, looking right, throws, and completes.
Wow.
A great second effort, as Williams initially was short of first down yardage, but able to break a couple of tackles and get the first down. That is a massive 3rd down pickup.
Incredible effort. Poor tackling, but credit Williams, the freshman from Paramount, churning the wheels and getting a new set of downs for Golden West.
So that brings it to the 18, where it'll be 1st and 10. They'll send Johnson in motion. Antonacci still in the backfield. It's Antonacci on the carry. And a gain of a couple. Moda able to trip him up.
I mean, Jeff, that gets your team off the field. I mean, that just can't happen if you're San Diego Mesa. 3rd and 10 at the 5-yard line.
Yeah, you're looking at getting the ball back, possibly in Golden West territory. It's exactly where you want to be. And again, that just such a huge turnaround, and 3rd downs have been a major storyline in this one so far today, specifically the Rustlers' ability to continue drives. 2nd down and 8, Johnson running left, hit and brought down again for a pickup of a couple. John Carroll Jr. getting there for the stop, brings up another big 3rd down. This is a 3rd and 6. Well, if you're the Olympians in this situation, you can get off the field. This is pretty well mission accomplished at the 21-yard line. Meanwhile, the Rustlers in the game now are 6 of 10 on 3rd down.
They spot it back, 3rd and 7.
They'll have Johnson in the backfield. 4 wide receiver set. Ale straight drop under pressure. Tried to tuck that one in as he went to throw it, and the ball is loose back inside the 10-yard line, where it is recovered by San Diego Mesa.
Are they going to say this is
Are they going to call it an incomplete pass? Boy, I'll tell you what.
Incomplete pass.
Yeah, someone refresh me on the tuck rule, because that looked very similar. As we'll watch that one down at field level and watch Ale here. And yeah, I think that's a pretty good call. As we watch there, that was pretty well one motion, and that ball came out. So that is a big break for the Rustlers.
We'll get you a monitor next time.
As rather than give up the ball inside the 10-yard line, they'll be able to kick it away. As Isaac Lariva will come on to punt. Snap to Lariva. High kick. And it takes a bounce back toward Golden West.
Yeah.
And that is going to leave the Olympians with outstanding field position. That's a kick of just 22 yards.
Flag.
And San Diego Mesa will take over at the Golden West 43. There is a flag down. Let's see what the call is here.
Did they run into the kicker?
Well, they've been getting close. It was a 4th and 7.
Do we have it?
Okay, so it's a 5-yard penalty, and that
4th and
still leaves a 4th and 2. So we'll see Lariva to punt again. Nonetheless, it's a fairly significant play for Golden West because it was just a 22-yard punt. So Lariva gets another shot, and the Rustlers might pick up some significant field position when this all shakes out. Snap to Lariva. Line drive kick. Deeper this time, taken at the 30. 35 to the 40, 45, 50. A little move in midfield. And to the 46. That is a 24-yard return for Daniel McCoy.
And McCoy, wow, Christian Carmona had a beat on it. We'll watch it here on the replay. He's going to fake him out of his boots.
Right, this is Christian Carmona. Pick up your jock.
Dips to his right.
can't really blame the big defensive tackle Christian Carmona for having a little trouble in the open field with Daniel McCoy.
It's fair.
Good return. And how important was that return from McCoy? It means they lost just 4 yards on the penalty, which could have been a lot more significant. Butler hit behind the line by Laban.
Jonah Laban.
2-yard loss.
In a hurry.
So a 2nd down and 12. Butler will remain in the game. 4 wide receivers for Mesa. Rustlers crowding the line. Snap to Gray, they'll rush 4. Gray steps up, going to tuck it and run, brought down after a gain of a yard. Gerbich on the stop brings up a quick 3rd down and 11. And Mesa 1 of 8 on 3rd down today. So we talked about Golden West and their ability to convert on 3rd down as part of the storyline. The other part of the storyline is the struggles for San Diego Mesa. They've been unable to sustain drives. And they face a 3rd and 11 here. 3 wide receivers bunched to the near side. Jackson in motion. Snap to Gray. Under pressure from Vasquez. Throws on the far sideline, short of the 1st down. Looks like the catch was met. No, they're going to call it incomplete, looking for Owens. It was about 3 yards short of the 1st down anyway, but now with a 4th and 11, it becomes more of a no-brainer for Gary Watkins, and I believe you got to punt it away, and indeed, here comes the punting unit. Might have had a little more of a choice at 4th and 3.
Yeah.
But they're going to kick it away. 8:56 to go in the 3rd. A 14-7 lead for San Diego Mesa, of course, later tonight. For Rustler fans, Fullerton back in action. They're at Saddleback. We'll have that on SoCalCollegeSports.com. And if Fullerton can come up with a win and this score holds, both the Hornets and the Rustlers will be 4-0 in conference play, and they will play 1 game for a South Division championship a week from today. But that's still a long way to go. We got to finish this one, and then we've got the game tonight. But there is the potential for longtime rivals Golden West and Fullerton to meet with a lot on the table a week from today.
Masson, that'll be at Fullerton.
So here comes Ale with Johnson in the backfield. On a 1st and 10 from the 13-yard line. 4-man rush. Ale throws over the middle, and it's incomplete.
Early contact
Kennewell
there. Again.
Working against Chris Jackson. And again, Kennewell still without a catch today. He's had a couple of targets, but Jackson able to get a hand in there. Brings up a 2nd down and 10. Mentioned about Nick Kennewell specifically when we talked with Gary Watkins and talked about the big body of Nick Kennewell. And not surprisingly, Coach Watkins very, very confident in his secondary, specifically Chris Jackson, Daniel McCoy, and said, you know, there's a lot of obsession with the 6'2 or 6'3 cornerback. But if you've got the right technique and the right preparation, you know, 5'11", 6 feet, that's big enough to get the job done. And so far, that's been the case against Kennewell, who they've held without a catch midway through the 3rd.
Mesa's really biting. When Ale tucks it and runs, really biting. I wonder if he maybe tries to bait them at some point.
3rd down and 5 from the 17-yard line for the Rustlers. Blitz coming. Ale has good protection, but the throw incomplete, a little bit behind his intended target, Sarmiento.
Wow.
No flag down, and you know, it's an interesting play, Mike, as Sarmiento was working against Owen Usini. And there's a lot of contact there, but I'm not sure that I see it from Usini's standpoint.
I don't know if
he's
it's
in the area,
catchable
and Sarmiento turns around and really runs into him. And what do you do if you're Owen Usini there? You know, you have your right to your space in front of you. So I think it's a good no call, despite the contact on Sarmiento. It's a 3 and out. And more pressure goes back on that Rustler defense.
Well, if anything, the calls have been consistent in the secondary. They've let them play.
Yep. Snap to Lariva. Gets the kick away. McCoy lets this one bounce, takes it at the 41. Able to get away from Neal. McCoy still at his feet. He is just over midfield. An 11-yard return and very good field position again for San Diego Mesa. They'll have it 1st and 10 from the Rustler 48. Like I said it moments ago, but the pressure really mounts on this Rustler defense that now deals with a short field, trying to protect this 7-point lead. And here comes Gray.
Pressure continues to mount for the defense here for the Rustlers.
And he'll come out in an empty backfield to go with 5 receivers. Will Mesa on a 1st and 10. You don't see this too often with the empty backfield on 1st and 10.
Yeah, prevent zone read here.
Snap to Gray. Steps up, guns over the middle, and completes the pass inside the 30, down to the 26-yard line.
I think Mesa's on to something here. They're spreading them out. The defense right now for the Rustlers a little late to react. They're dropping into that zone.
Yeah.
And Gunnar Gray, with all the time in the world, just picking them apart.
Yeah, Cam Brown with the reception down to the 28-yard line.
Now, I wonder if the Rustlers take a timeout here just to kind of reset.
You know, we've been watching this Rustler defense all season long, and I will tell you this. It's easier said than done, but I think this is a defense that you're better off attacking 20 yards downfield than at the line of scrimmage.
That's exactly right. They go up the seam that time. Big chunk play. 5 on the play clock.
Got to hurry. Get the snap to Gray.
Going
back to Brown in the pass incomplete. Neal had the coverage.
I think that was tapped at the line of scrimmage.
Yep. Got to believe you're right. Gray missed it by about 5 yards, and you don't often see that.
No.
Butler will come in the backfield, 2nd down and 10. But, yeah, I am sure it is occurring to Mesa on that sideline that we're doing a lot better when we take some shots downfield against these guys. 2nd and 10 from the 28. Again, they send Jackson in motion. Butler on the carry, has some running room on the left side. Now he's twisted down at the 23, a gain of 5. Brings up a 3rd down and 5.
I'd be really impressed with Gunnar Gray's ability to sell the play action there. Keeps the linebackers at bay, and we know how aggressive this linebacking core for the Rustlers can be. And they have an opportunity here to tie this ball game up.
3rd down and a short 6 from the 28. And again, on a breezy afternoon, you got to believe this is 2 downs to get the first. For Mesa on a 3rd and 6. Blitz coming. They want to set up the screen. Gray sheds a tackle, stays out of the sack. Jackson trying to scoop that one off the turf.
I think
and
that's
looked
a
like he
catch.
did. But he is about a yard shy of the 1st down. So it does bring up a 4th down.
Wonder if we have it. They're going to go tempo. They're going to go for it. We'll keep it here.
They're 0 of 1 on 4th down today. They're 10 of 18, 10 of 19 on 4th down on the season. Meanwhile, Golden West opponents just 5 of 15 on 4th down on the year. This is a 4th and 2.
No jumbo here.
Gray in a bunch formation. Has the snap. They give to Butler. Cuts it back. Lowers the shoulder. This is going to come down to the spot.
He moved forward.
As Butler tried to push the pile.
The initial indication was he did not have it, but the pile moved forward as the offensive line able to push that to the Rustler
needed
end
the
zone.
17.
This could come down to a measurement.
Streeter in there giving a push back.
They're going to bring out the chains here, Jeff.
Yeah, I think if they spotted that where Butler fell forward, it looked like he might have had enough. But had they already blown the play dead after stopping his forward momentum, boy, this is close. You don't want to take a guess at this one from our angle here, Michael?
I think he has it.
All right. He needs the 17, and
That's
we'll keep it here.
This is 4th down.
Let's see what the call is. Big measurement coming up. I think he's a little bit short.
Yeah, I think you're right. Wow.
And he is by about a foot. Golden West with a big stand on 4th down. And they get the ball back at their 17-yard line. 5:37 to go in the third. Remains to be seen if that was a potential game saver.
Pretty impressive drive there from the Olympians, and I think they've dialed something up that works for them later in this ball game. 5:37 to go in the third, plenty of time. Now the Rustler offense needs to respond.
With Johnson and Antonacci in the backfield, dual setbacks. Johnson sweeping to the right side.
Flag.
Flags are down. Lost about a yard on the play. Came in the backfield. I wonder if this is going to be a holding call. Let's see.
It's tough. It's a loss on the play, but I think you have to take the 10 yards on the hold.
Yep, they'll take it. It's half the distance. It'll take them back inside the 10.
Yep.
It'll be first and about 18. Well, in a game like this where even first downs are few and far between, field position becomes that much more important, and you look to potentially pick up another 10 yards or so. Short field against either one of these defenses is going to be critical.
Antonacci comes off. Jimenez comes in.
And they'll send Sarmiento in motion. Ale on a designed roll. Still looking. Going to tuck it and run. He's got some running room. He's out past the 10, tripped up at about the 20-yard line.
Pick up 12 on the play.
11 yards brings up a 2nd down and 7. Far more manageable.
Absolutely.
And this starts with good protection again as Zito can't quite get there. And Ale recognizing the opportunity. Tripped up by Harkins, but not before he gets the Rustlers some much-needed breathing room. 2nd and 8 from the 20. Ale flanked by Johnson. High snap. He'll screen it out to Johnson. Johnson looking for a block as he
a late flag.
Weaves his way up the near side. We do have another flag down.
I wonder what the flag's going to be. Is there going to be a hold at the end of this play?
Might be there with Jimenez trying to hold that block.
Jimenez.
Spot. So the Rustlers will back up again.
Spot foul. It's going to back them up to the 14-yard line.
Where it'll be 2nd down and 14. 4:34 remaining in the third quarter. Well, at what point do we see the Rustlers maybe take a shot downfield? We've talked about San Diego Mesa having some success, but haven't seen too many deep throws from Ale today.
Well, he hasn't really had a ton of time. Defensive unit, the front in particular, has been able to get some pressure.
Delayed handoff to Johnson, who's got a big hole. He's into the secondary. 35-40. They're going to drag him down just shy of midfield at the 47-yard line. That's a 32-yard run. Harkins and Jackson on the stop. They'll spot it at the 48. Biggest play of the day of any kind for Golden West.
Why do you need to throw it down the field when you can just run for 40?
Yeah, there you see Harkins just having to try and get Johnson down to the turf. And again, Johnson figured to be the lead tailback this season, but battled injuries early in the year, but he's been back for about a month. And has helped to bolster this running game, and no run bigger than that one in a one-score game. Out to the 48. Ale with time. Looking deep on the far side, and the catch is made inside the 20. Flag is down.
I think this is going to go against Kennewell.
Kennewell working against Bennett Walker one-on-one.
That's come back.
Yeah, it looks like it pushed off. Do we have that one down at field level? And again, let's watch here.
Yeah. I mean, they're both going back and forth, and the defender just happens to get pushed down. But
you know, Mike, it's very apparent. But when you see that arm extend, that's what's going to draw the flag. And I agree with your point that I think they were both sort of jockeying for position.
The arm extends because it's being pulled by the defensive back, and the defensive back moves to the ground. Then the flag comes out. I think it's a terrible call considering the tenor of the game. Hence, was interfered with earlier in the game
in a very similar play. And you go back to very early in the game, and Walker, who again kind of grabbed with that arm that was shielded away from the referee. Yeah. And you get the feeling that Brandon Walker might be one of those players that's one of those heady type of players that maybe gets how to draw a flag.
Knows how to mask it, that's for sure.
That's a couple of times now. 1st and 25 after the 15-yard penalty. Quarterback draw. Ale with running room. He's out past the 45. Brought down at midfield. Going
to get all of the yardage back and then some. Make it 2nd and 8.
17-yard run as Ale erases the penalty.
Now, Kennewell's not on the field, and that's interesting. Now, I wonder if he's being tended to at the trainer's table.
Javon Williams, along with Mwanza Fitzpatrick, on the field as well. So the Rustlers going deep into the bench. On a 2nd and 8 play, screen pass to Antonacci. A pickup of a couple.
Going to give him the 48.
That's a gain of 2, Jaleel Jackson.
And Light, a little late to get up here.
And John Carroll teaming up on the stop. 3rd down and 6. Yet another big 3rd down. Rustlers looking for a little breathing room in a 1-score game. And Isaac Lariva on in the slot. With Antonacci in the backfield, that's Lariva in motion. 4-man rush. Ale pumps, now fires, and it's incomplete. Off the hands of Javon Williams.
No, that looked like Mwanza Fitzpatrick, I think, the intended target. Oh, no, excuse me. You're right. Javon Williams.
Working against Chris Jackson, and the pass incomplete. Boy, Williams, that's a football he'd love to have back as he got both mitts on it.
Yeah, I wonder, the absence of Kennewell on that play. They like to move him around. Maybe wonder what could have been if that's Kennewell and not Williams on the receiving end.
Yeah, and Sarmiento, Jimenez also not in the fold on that play. Instead, it's Williams, but unable to make the reception, and Lariva will kick it away. Short kick, but it takes a bounce all the way into the end zone. Flags are down, so it's a 48-yard kick for Lariva.
Yeah, hold everything. The flag is just going to be a play clock.
1:18 remaining in the 3rd quarter.
And Williams now being tended to on the training table. Javon Williams, who came up with that incompletion. Looks like this is going to be a delay of game. Nothing official yet from the White Hat.
Illegal substitution.
Uh-oh.
Players in the field. 5-yard penalty.
So 12 men on the field against Mesa, and 4th and 6 becomes 4th and 1 from the 43.
I think you go for it.
I'm looking for Lariva.
Nick Mitchell is going to pull the trigger here.
Well, he had the defense out there. So now he's got to figure out who's going to come back on the field.
Well, Preston Johnson going to lead the charge here. Play clock down to 9. They got to go tempo. Kennewell back on.
Jared Johnson in the backfield. Quick snap. Johnson straight ahead. Lowers the shoulder. Appears to have enough. 2-yard run on a 4th and 1. This drive will continue for Golden West.
Brutal penalty. Results in a new set of downs for the Rustlers.
8 penalties for 45 yards for San Diego Mesa on the day. Golden West 7 for 64, so they've been fairly balanced, but that's the biggest penalty of the day.
Chance to make this a 2-score ball game. with a score on this drive potentially that gets extended on 4th and 1.
And here's where, Mike, to me, you need leadership on that San Diego Mesa defense. There's no question, to put it frankly, they're a little pissed off. In the huddle right now. They thought they were off the field. Now they're here. But they got to focus. It's a one-score game. You can't afford to get upset at what's going on and lose your focus and let the Rustlers get back up a couple of scores.
And there's a conversation happening between the defensive front and the referee.
And that's where I think you need those linebackers that lead this defense, Vega and Odom.
The defensive tackle, Arthur Neal, is talking with the white hat. He thought he saw early movement, but there was no whistle on the play. And 1st and 10.
Play action. Quick throw. Catch is made by Sarmiento. Gant spins him down after a gain of about 3. It's a 2nd down and 7.
4-yard gain on the play.
Gant comes out of Poway High School, and Coach Watkins talked about even coming in as a freshman. That's such a good program at the high school level that he came in so prepared to play that he really won that safety job in camp. And he has been terrific for them all season long, working with Harkins at that safety spot, the returning sophomore.
Should do it for the 3rd quarter.
And the Rustlers will not run a play. We'll head to the 4th quarter. Golden West on top of San Diego Mesa, 14-7. It's Rustler football on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Start of the 4th quarter. 2nd and 6, shovel pass.
That's a great play call.
Looking for Johnson, who is down near the 1st down marker.
He's got it.
And they will, they haven't moved the chain. Yes, now they will move the chain. So he needed 6 yards. He got 6 yards at about 4 inches. So a fresh set of downs from the 31-yard line of San Diego Mesa. 14-7 lead for the Rustlers. Here at home, trying to stay unbeaten in conference play. Play action, quick slant, catch is made. 1st down and more inside the 20, down to the 10-yard line.
They'll give him the 12.
Like he went back to Jimenez.
Yeah, Jimenez.
Jimenez, after just 1 catch over the last 2 weeks combined, getting significantly more targets today and making the most of it. He's the leading receiver.
Yeah, the reason why
for Golden West, I should say, on the day.
Well, the reason why he's getting so many targets, Nick Kennewell has been bottled up.
1st and 10 from the 13-yard line. Whistles on the snap. Rustler's going to be backed up here.
Illegal substitution.
So that'll back him up 5 yards. First and 15 from the 18-yard line. Well, this is where Nick Kennewell becomes even more the favorite target with that long frame. in the red zone.
Now, him and
They
Bennett
do
Walker
come
have
back.
been going back and forth all day.
With Mwanza Fitzpatrick on the ground. And an opening for Ale, who's down inside the 5, down to the goal line and in. So Ale, with his feet, finds some running room up the middle, gets in for a big touchdown for the Rustlers. They go back up 13 with the extra point pending. Just has to beat Harkins, who trips him up, but great effort from Ale to finish it off, an 18-yard touchdown run, and the Rustlers back up 20-7. Extra point coming up.
Couple of what could have beens on that drive from the Rustlers. You have the 3rd and long. We have a flag on the extra point. 3rd and long. They convert. Tremendous play by Williams to extend it. And then you get the blunder. The 4th and 6 becomes 4th and 1. It'll churn forward, gain of 2, extend the drive, end of quarter, and then Ale makes a play. 21-7, the Rustlers in control.
And take it back just a little bit further than that, Michael, and the 4th down for Mesa in the red zone. They can't convert on 4th and 2, so 3rd down's been a storyline today. Now 4th down becomes a significant storyline today as well, as the Rustlers back up 14. And now a Mesa offense that hasn't been on the field very much lately. That was a long drive. And they need not only to move the football and potentially get some points, but maybe to give that defense a little bit of a rest as well.
Yeah. Well, I got to tell you, you know what defense just got a lot of rest? The Rustler defense.
Ale now with 63 yards rushing in the game and the touchdown run. Taken inside the 5. Cam Brown on the return out past the 25 to the 29. So a 28-yard return. And the Olympian offense will come on with 13:02 remaining in the ball game, and they now trail it by 14.
Well, you can catch the remainder of this broadcast on our YouTube channel, SoCal College Sports 1. You can visit our website, www.socalcollegesports.com. Triple header here in Week 9 of SCFA football action. 2 more games at 6 o'clock. Ventura hosting College of the Canyons, Battle in the North. And then Saddleback and Fullerton at Saddleback will have both games at 6 o'clock.
Tavian Tate in the backfield for the Rustlers. Snap to Gray, looking right, throws.
Oh,
and
I think he has it.
Was it intercepted?
That's an interception.
It's Williams who had it in his hands. The Rustlers are saying they have it. That is the call.
He held it up with his feet. We're going to have it.
Let's
on a
take a look at
couple
this
of
one.
angles here.
Yeah, down at field level. Williams stepped in front. There's another read as they're looking at Gray.
Slow it down here. Does he keep it off? No, that hits the floor. That's an unfortunate play, an unfortunate call.
And we do not have the advantage. Well, we have the advantage of replay. It is not part of the fold down on the field, so this call is going to stand.
Yeah. Well, Rich Cullen's going to get a call, and that'll be part of the call on Monday, that's for sure.
Yeah, there's no question about that there. It's good anticipation by Williams to step in front, but did not secure that football. So a big break for the Rustlers, and now the Mesa defense will have to go right back to work. Johnson was strong running on 1st down, brings up a 2nd down and short. It started at the 30. He gets down to the 23. 7-yard run brings up a 2nd down and 3. That is tough if you're San Diego Mesa. The Rustlers with a chance to go a long way towards salting this one away, especially with the way their defense has been playing.
Yeah.
12:21 to go. You put a score up here, and it's going to be an awfully tall mountain. Ale, pop flies the far side. back shoulder throw and a touchdown for the Rustlers. Going to Sarmiento for his second touchdown catch. A late flag comes in. You would expect that this is going to be something along the lines of personal foul taunting. The play should stand. But this is a great throw, Sarmiento.
Unbelievable throw and a great adjustment on the ball by Sarmiento.
Working one-on-one.
Man. High points it. Give it to me.
And gets the feet down. He was one-on-one with Usini. And they got up jawing as Sarmiento has his second touchdown catch of the game. And with exactly 12 minutes remaining, you can see the clock there. The Rustlers, with a couple of quick scores, have taken command. They now lead at 28-7, well, 27-7, with the extra point from Hinsey pending.
14 points off of turnovers here today for the offense, which has just started to produce. Bottled up for much of this ball game. Remember, it was only one offensive touchdown at the 14-7 mark.
Yeah, that's 21 points basically off of turnovers with the one pick six and then two touchdowns that came off of very short fields. And the extra point good.
Starting to get chippy out there. And
12:07, and frustrations running high certainly for San Diego Mesa. They were right in this one, and a big penalty on a previous drive helped extend a drive for the Rustlers.
Let's go back to that interception.
The interception that really wasn't. Let's be real. But the Rustlers, the recipient of a fortunate call. But, hey, give them credit. They made the most of it immediately.
Go back to it here. This is the one that hit the deck. Should not have been ruled an interception. Oh, it's a great play defensively, but clearly that ball hit the turf. It's 28-7 right now, but the score right now does not indicate just how close this ball game's been.
So after the personal foul penalty, the Rustlers will kick off from their own 20. So the Olympians figure to come out of this with pretty good field position, but now they have a tremendous amount of work to do, trailing it by 21.
Well, Gunnar Gray going to have to be true to his namesake rest of the way.
Brown weaving his way forward out near the 40-yard line.
And Jeff, as we talked about earlier, the 5-wide set has given the Rustlers some problems, and you expect the Olympians to go to that right out of the gate.
Yeah, how about Gray and the 3 interceptions today? That one, the most recent one, clearly the ball hit the ground. But then earlier you think back to the one where the ball was really caught or a long way toward it in the hands of his receiver, ripped out in the air, and that ends up with another interception. So Gray's had one of those days here against this Rustler defense as well. 4 wide receivers, 5 wide receivers, empty backfield. Gray on the run and throws it away. Had Owens in the area. Brings up a 2nd down and 10.
With nobody in the backfield, expect the Rustlers to make the adjustment. They're going to bring a little bit more pressure.
Second and 10. Rustlers showing blitz. Now they'll drop off. Gray throws in the flat behind Jackson, and it's incomplete.
Jackson unable to make the adjustment on that ball. Well, they're in the 4 Citrus, undefeated in 2022 in the American Division. And they're only up by a touchdown at Glendale, 28-21. Santa Barbara on top of Moore Park, 14-6. Long Beach on top of Allen Hancock. They're in the 4th. Talk about a huge matchup in the north. Long Beach looking.
That's a long drive up there to Allen Hancock.
It is.
And Brett Peabody and his guys have the lead there in the second half. That's a tough place to go and win.
Indeed.
3rd down and 10 from the 40. Snap to Gray. Wheels away from pressure. Gray on the dead run at the 45, out to midfield, and appears to have enough for the first down.
Yep.
Well, we haven't seen a whole lot of running from Gunnar Gray, and that was close to running for his life, but ends up turning it into about 11 yards and a first down.
They needed all of it.
Yeah, he got just to midfield, so not even 11 yards. They needed 10 yards. He got 10 yards, but moves the chains. 1st and 10 at midfield. Mesa absolutely needs a touchdown on this drive. Gray throws over the middle behind Owens, and it's picked off. Another big play for the Rustler defense at the 20, 15, 10, 5. Another defensive touchdown for Golden West.
Kentrell Omar, chalk up 6. And the Rustlers now putting the cherry on top.
2 more defensive touchdowns today as Omar takes this one back 60 yards. Little help as Hubbard ushers him in. And the Rustlers turning this into more of a one-sided affair on the scoreboard. But Michael, as you said moments ago, that's not going to tell the story of the level of competitiveness in this one. With 11:03 to go, looking for the extra point. It's up and good. Now the lead is 35-7. Four turnovers in the game for San Diego Mesa, and everyone has been critical. The turnovers have led directly to 28 points for Golden West. That's the difference in the game with 11:03 remaining. The Rustlers now lead at 35-7. So Hensey will tee it up. Bounces in front. Brown takes it at the 15. Out to the 25. Finds a little lane, and he's out to the 34. 19-yard return. And we'll see the Mesa offense once again as we wind under 11 minutes to go. Not long ago, this was a one-score game. We had high drama in Huntington Beach between these two teams, but now Golden West 21 unanswered, and they are firmly in control at 35-7. First down and good running room. Akintunde into Golden West territory. So good run by Akintunde. Moves the chains immediately. They move it to the Golden West 47-yard line. Snap to Gray, straight drop, under pressure, he's going to be sacked. Back at the 46-yard line, a loss of 7. Zach Avina coming on the blitz. Able to get there, brings up a second down and 17. Gray steps up, throws over the middle, and completes near the first down marker. He finds Cam Brown. Brown brought down about a yard short of the first down. Omar with the hit. 16-yard gain brings up a 3rd down and 1. Rustlers crowding the line. Sidearm throw complete on the far side. For a 1st down for the Olympians, Gio Burns with the reception. Takes it to the 35-yard line. Clock moving. We're under 9 minutes to go. A reminder, doubleheader action tonight. Fullerton at Saddleback. College of the Canyons at Ventura. Gray throws over the middle, off the hands of his intended target, incomplete. He was trying to find Gilpin. Brings up a 2nd down and 10. We do have a flag down. It's a roughing the passer call against Golden West, so this is going to give the Olympians 15 yards, going to move it all the way to the 20. Rare trip into the red zone for San Diego Mesa. Their lone touchdown today came on the big play to Sullivan. San Diego Mesa among the best in the red zone on the season. In the top 5 in both percentage of scores and percentage of touchdowns. Gray under pressure from Avina, throws on the run, tipped and caught by Gilpin inside the 5 down to the 4. To my memory, they're 0 of 2 in the red zone today. So yet another accolade for Golden West is how they have done against this Mesa offense in the red zone today. Got another crack here. They have it 1st and goal at the 4. Akintunde stays in the backfield. They'll overload the near side. Snap to Gray. Akintunde following his left guard. Down to the 1 where it'll be 2nd down and goal. They're down to the 1. And again, Mesa will go jumbo at the line. Adrian Davis, freshman tight end. Makai Elliott, another tight end, into the game. Offset I formation. And we got a whistle and a timeout taken. .726 to go in the ball game. Golden West on top, 35-7. You're watching Rustler Football on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Second and goal from the 1 yard line for San Diego Mesa. And for Olympian fans, this drive coming just a shade too late. The Rustlers have largely broken it open. Play action, Gray looking on the far side, pass incomplete. Broken up nicely. Brings up a 3rd down and goal as Jaden Jackson gets a hand in and gets the incompletion. 3rd and goal from the 1 yard line. And we've talked a lot about 4-down territory, and this will be an interesting call. Is there much point going for a field goal? They want to move quickly. Direct snap over the head of Butler, who will manage to fall on it back at the 18-yard line. That's a loss of 17 yards. Brings up 4th down, and they'll spot it at the 16, and now on a 4th and goal. Not a whole lot you can do, and saw the direct snap in the first half, and it appeared to work, but there was an offsides call on that particular play. And here the result significantly more disastrous with the bad snap. And again, Gary Watkins going to eschew the field goal and elect to go for it on a 4th and goal from the 16. 3 wide receivers to the right, snap to Gray. 4-man rush, he looks back to his left, jump ball, and it's incomplete. Antoine Sullivan, the intended receiver, can't come down with it. Mesa uncharacteristically continuing to struggle in the red zone here today. And again, some of that is just what's going to happen when you play a defense like Golden West. Another pretty solid drive for the Olympians, but they come up empty with 6:25 to go, and now the Rustlers can look to run some clock and try to salt this one away. They look to remain undefeated in conference play and set themselves up for a potential big-time matchup on the final week of the season, where they would meet their old friends, Fullerton College, and possibly with a playoff spot on the line. Likely with a playoff spot on the line. Of course, a lot of that will have to do with what happens tonight at Saddleback, as Fullerton, with a record of 3-0 in conference, pay a visit to the Bobcats. Lots to keep track of in the SCFA. It's a pretty crowded picture year after year. It's the case more and more as the competitive balance only deepens. Play action, Malachi Martinez, who has come in at quarterback on the draw out to the 29, will move the chains. So Martinez will come in to mop up for Ale. A lot to keep track of. I want to give a special shout out to Golden West College President Tim McGrath. Should be pointed out, Tim McGrath, school formerly of San Diego Mesa. So he's got some connection here on all sides of the field here today, though you got to believe that Tim McGrath is firmly with his new school. Flags are down. Hopefully enjoying the Rustlers playing well again and on their way to what would appear to be another victory. And a win would move them to 8-1 on the season. And for those that have watched the Rustlers all season long, it's been another dominating campaign here in 2022, with the exception of 1 week where they really struggled against Riverside City College, who hasn't struggled against Riverside City College this season, the top team in the state. But boy, take away that loss to Riverside, and Golden West has been exceptional. A defense that has been stifling and an offense that just has found different ways to get it done week after week. Different guys stepping up. It's a varied attack and a lot of guys who can make plays on that offense. Today it was Robert Sarmiento with a couple of touchdowns, and Uyale with another touchdown rushing, but with the reemergence of Jared Johnson, finally healthy and injury-free in that backfield. It really balances the attack for Nick Mitchell. And now for the Rustlers, it gets really interesting, because there's the possibility that their playoffs will start next week against Fullerton. That'll be a game for a spot in the playoffs, and then after that, it's the semifinals. So the Rustlers are back in position, but now it gets tough. Second down carry for Pete, no gain on the play, and now it's 3rd and 16. Under 4 minutes to go. Meanwhile, for Mesa, they'll fall to 5-4 on the season, 2-2 in conference play, and this is a program growing under head coach Gary Watkins. And had some terrific moments this season. Had a victory at home against Ventura College earlier in the year. This is just a particularly tough part of the schedule. After a tough loss to Palomar, a 1-point loss in overtime. They had a dramatic come-from-behind win at Saddleback. They trailed 20-0 at the half at Saddleback and came back to win that one 21-20. Dramatic win. Then they get the win against San Bernardino Valley College. That was via the forfeit. But then just a really tough 2-week stretch. They go to Fullerton last week and drop it 17-7. And then this is one of the tougher assignments you can draw in the SCFA, coming to Golden West. And Mike and I made the point, worth making again, that this will go down as a score in the book of 35-7, but that's not going to tell the story of the competitiveness of this game. The Rustlers coming up with big plays on 3rd down and 4th down on both sides of the ball. An opportunistic defense that has created 2 touchdowns and forced turnovers that led to 2 others. And that's your ball game. The big plays have gone to Golden West in terms of turnovers, but also in terms of situational big plays. And by that I mean 3rd down and 4th down plays to stop drives or continue drives. And the Rustlers have had a big advantage in those areas, and that's the story of this one as we wind down to 2 minutes to go. 2:04 remaining in the game. Special thanks to Tim Bremen, Director of Operations here at Golden West, and of course Danny Johnson, Athletic Director here at Golden West College, who helps to bring this coverage of Rustler football to you on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Greatly enjoying our association here with Golden West this year. Looking forward to more. Of course, our team on camera, Angelo Solis and Sam Diaz, Mary Johnson on graphics, and our director, Lorenzo Osuna, and of course, SoCalCollegeSports.com executive producer, Mike Cepeda. Penalty against Golden West. Well, no, they just didn't spot the ball in the right spot. Now we're ready to go. 1st and 10 from the 46, and maybe one more chance for Mesa to find a way to make it look a little closer on the scoreboard. Again, statistically, if you look at this one, there's going to be fairly even distribution. Flag comes in late on the 1st down carry by Tavian Tate. Let's take you back to some of the numbers overall. And San Diego Mesa, just 42 yards net rushing, as the penalty against Golden West will take it inside the 30 to the 26, where it'll be 1st and 10. So after the 5-yard run, the 15-yard penalty. So 42 yards doesn't seem like an incredibly impressive number. Of course, when you consider that Golden West on the season only allows 55 yards rushing per game, you realize that it's a pretty good number at home, with Tate on the carry, sheds a tackle at the 20, but then he's driven back. Got to the 19. That is a run of 7 yards. It brings up a 2nd down and 3. So that's a fairly average number. And, of course, last year in the matchup between these two teams, San Diego Mesa finished with just -5 yards. In fact, going back to the game last year, San Diego Mesa averaged just 2.1 yards per play in the game. So they've taken a big step forward this season. I'm sure they don't view it that way, but they've had significantly more success against this Rustler defense moving the football. Gray under pressure from Vasquez, flushed from the pocket, and just has to throw it away. Brings up a 3rd down and 2 as we're under a minute to go.
3rd down.
Mesa with 4 turnovers in the game to just 1 for Golden West. Golden West now plus 16 turnover differential on the season. And Mesa 3 of 13 on 3rd down, 0 of 3 on 4th down. And that last statistic, very important. Every one of those 4th downs, well, the first 2 certainly were critical, with the game still very much in the balance. The last one was already a 35-7 game. So arguably that wasn't critical to the result. But nonetheless, 0 of 3 on fourth down has been huge. Gray slips out of a tackle, still looking, throwing into the end zone. This is going to be an easy pick. He wanted Sullivan. Wyatt Potter dropping back into coverage, and it was crowded in that end zone. And for Gray, not much reason with under a minute to go not to take a shot. See if maybe you can come up with a touchdown. 37 seconds, and now the Rustlers can come out and kneel this one down and finish it up. We hope you'll join us tonight. Of course, you can find all of SoCalCollegeSports.com's games by searching our YouTube channel, SoCal College Sports 1, on YouTube. That'll take you right to the channel, and you can see the players. Of course, you can find all of our archived games as well. So if you don't have a chance to watch live, you can check it out there. Of course, you can also find games on our website, www.socalcollegesports.com. Quick kneel down. And the Rustlers will finish it off. Rustlers move to 8-1 on the season. A week from today, the last regular season game, it'll be at Fullerton. And it very well might be a winner-take-all in the South Division. Meanwhile, for San Diego Mesa, they'll fall to 2-2 in conference, 5-4 overall. Final score 35-7. Golden West with the win. For everybody here at SoCalCollegeSports.com, thanks so much for joining us. So long, everybody.